Hey, aloha guys, Eric West here, hawaiirealestate.org. If you're looking for Jack Johnson live, I am too. I'm looking for all his fans as well. As a matter of fact, I was supposed to be over at the concert right now, handing out these flyers. However, it's pouring rain and they would all get wet and would be useless. But what's the purpose of these flyers and why Jack Johnson? Well, real simple. Tomorrow there's a meeting at the Maui County. There's a Maui County meeting, I should say, with Maui County officials that they're not advertising. You can't find it on mauirecovers.org unless you go digging real deep. But it's tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. at the Lahaina Civic Center. So if you're watching this video and you care about the environment, if you care about Maui, I implore you, please share this video and tell people about this meeting tomorrow, because just like Jack Johnson and his fans love the environment, if there was one issue that I would think would bring out the masses, it would be an environmental catastrophe getting ready to happen on Maui. Because if the fire destroyed Maui and that town in Lahaina already, what this is about to do is about to potentially destroy the island for potentially decades, maybe even blight the west side of Maui indefinitely, and is a huge concern. So ultimately what's happening right now, if you've missed the memo, so to speak, that's intentional by the government, so nobody really knows this is happening. But essentially the proposal is to dump 400,000, what they originally said was tons of debris from the fire at Olowalu. Now, they've since corrected themselves in a meeting, I believe, where they said it's actually 400,000 yards. And to put that into perspective, that's about 122 Olympic-sized swimming pools by volume. So imagine if you had 122 Olympic-sized swimming pools stacked on top of each other. That's how much refuse they want to put into the Olowalu area. Now, Olowalu is just a little bit south of Lahaina, right next to Laniapoko. So if you live in Laniapoko, if you live in Olowalu, if you live anywhere on the island of Maui, please share this video and come to the Lahaina Civic Center tomorrow, because what the EPA and the Army Corps of Engineers have already started to do, they've already started prepping the site, which is completely not right. They shouldn't start prepping a site until they have approval. It's going to be about a $64 million project that the county taxpayer is going to have to shoulder, when it should be the EPA and the Army Corps of Engineers and the federal government paying for the waste removal. But instead, if you can believe it, they're actually starting to already begin the process of dumping it in Olowalu. Now, Olowalu, this is about 2,000 feet from the ocean, 2,000 feet from what many call the mother coral reef for the entire island chain. It spawned all the coral reefs for the west side and leeward side of Maui. So 2,000 feet from that, in a pu'u, which is basically a cinder cone. Now, a cinder cone is some of the most porous materials on Earth. Sorry, my flyers are getting ready to fly all over the place. I guess that's why I call them flyers. It's kind of funny. But anyway, what I'm talking about is not funny. The pu'u is considered by the Hawaiian culture and religion to be the womb, or the empty embryos of Pele. Pele, the fire goddess, the goddess of fire, volcano, and the creator of the Hawaiian Islands. So if you can believe it, if you can just even fathom it, the federal government, in conjunction with the state government, in conjunction with the local county government, in conjunction with Tamara Paulton, who supposedly is representing West Maui, is moving forward on a project to bury 400,000 yards of toxic ash, 2,000 feet from the ocean, uphill, with 3 streams that run to the ocean, where the predominant wind goes towards the ocean. 400,000 cubic yards, which is the equivalent of 122 Olympic-sized swimming pools, in the empty embryo or womb of Pele, the goddess that created the Hawaiian Islands. It's the same goddess that you don't mess with, because if someone ever said, don't ever take sand from Maui or Hawaii, don't take sand from, because if you do, bad things will happen. So the post office will tell you how many pounds of sand they get back in the mail, because people start experiencing weird things and then they send the sand back. That's the same Pele that they are considering dumping all of this toxic ash into. So whether you're Hawaiian or not, from an environmentalist standpoint, it just makes common sense that this makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. So here's a couple of things that the government has done that is just shocking. First of all, when I heard about this, Dave Crawford actually told me about this proposal when he first heard about it, and I was like, yeah, it'll never happen in a million years. So I just kind of brushed it off. And then my son found an Instagram video 3 or 4 days ago with a gentleman, Eddie, that lives right next door on a farm, and he's been flying drones over the site for the last few weeks. He's also been flying drones over the other EPA site where they've been, quote unquote, handling the really toxic material, and he's shown that they've totally not followed protocol. They've exposed that stuff to the soil, to the water. They've cross-contaminated. So if the way they're handling the really toxic material is any indication of what they're going to do on this site, it's a scary thought. But the location, the fact that it's right next to the ocean, the fact that it is on sacred Hawaiian ground, that it is a sacrilege to what the Hawaiian people believe, the fact that they're steamrolling this thing through without community meetings until there's a community meeting tomorrow at 5:30 at the Civic Center. So the reason I'm making this video tonight, the reason I was going to put all of these flyers out at the Jack Johnson concert is because while all those people are gathering to have music, enjoy music, can we get that many people to come and support not moving forward with one of the greatest environmental disasters ever conceived in the mind of man. So if anyone knows Jack Johnson, if Jack Johnson's watching this, if there's anybody out there that's watching this has got a platform bigger than just some goofy realtor, right, on Maui, I know there's famous people, there's wealthy people, there's people with huge platforms, there's people on this island, the Willie Nelson, Oprah Winfrey. I could go on and on with the number of wealthy, famous, rich people that have the much larger platform that I do that could start figuring out what's going on with this thing and jump on board. Because if you're not an environmentalist, if you don't love the ocean, I can understand you're not much of a humanitarian. I get that. I can understand, what I just don't understand anybody that would stand by and allow this environmental disaster to occur, because essentially it's an assault on your future, on your personal future, on your children's future, on the future of Hawaii, on the future of every tourist that might ever consider coming here. This is a personal attack, because essentially what could happen is it could turn into an EPA Superfund site. Didn't even know what those words were until a few days ago, but it's not good. And it basically, they could create an environmental disaster that's irreversible, could cause people not to want to live here, cause people not to want to come here, cause the people that do live here to get future cancer, asthma, the list goes on and on. The toxic chemicals, even the testing that the county supposedly did or the EPA supposedly did on the ash, that's questionable as well. But the bottom line is this: tomorrow at 5:30, Lahaina Civic Center, I expect every Jack Johnson fan that was at the concert tonight to be standing inside of that civic arena tomorrow, letting your voice be heard and letting the government know that we're not going to get pushed around anymore. We're not going to take an environmental disaster right under our noses as you try to sweep it under the rug and offend the people of Olowalu. And actually, I don't know if it was an intentional deception or a lie, but you actually told him at the meeting, the director of environmental division for the Maui County told him it was 400,000 tons. It's 400,000 yards. That's a huge difference. 400,000 yards is like, you should have told him that part, but you didn't. 400,000 tons. So I'm going to put links in the description of this video of videos that I've made the last few days trying to succinct all of this information together for you. I've started a redirect called SaveWestMaui.org. SaveWestMaui.org. Tamara Paulton, who is the chair for the disaster planning for Maui County, but she also is the chair for West Maui. She was not present at the meeting that they did the vote the other day. She used to be, I guess, the president of Save Honolua, right? They were successful in that. So let's save West Maui. Let's put like 1 billion times more effort and being present at all the meetings into saving West Maui as we were saving Honolua. Because I'm telling you what, if the EPA and the Corps of Engineers and Maui County and the state government get away with dumping 400,000 cubic yards of some of the most toxic ash in Olowalu, in a porous cinder cone that is considered Pele's womb, if they can do that, guess what, man? It is freaking over. I mean, it just ends right there, because if they can do that, they can do absolutely anything that they want. And that is the really scary part. And the other scary part is the fact that no one seems to care. I advertised that meeting the best that I could with, I counted it up, almost 100,000 views on the videos that I put out as soon as I found out about this meeting. And on the Maui County meeting that anybody can attend, right? All you gotta do is Google up like Maui County Council meeting. I mean, Google's gonna take it right to the top of the search engine, and you can attend that meeting. Of all the people, of the 100,000 people that I personally notified, I think there was 100 people on the call. There was maybe 6 people in the county building, and then all the people that tried to testify, they came up with this huge emergency. Well, all of a sudden they pressurized them. I made a video about this, and they said, hurry up. Oh, 3 minutes, ding, 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 3 minutes. And then not one council member had a question for anybody, including Eddie, who's very versed on this thing. No questions. Any questions? Nope, no questions. And why wasn't Tamara there? Why wasn't Paulton there? Why isn't she drilling questions? Why isn't she present to vote? It's insane. Like literally, I mean, it's like you can't make this stuff up. So I am imploring anyone watching this video, if you have any connections into the Jack Johnson crowd that's over there writing out the MAC, I'd be there myself handing out these. I printed these out all day long. My printer has just been going. I was going to get them printed at Office Max and Office Depot, but they're 20 cents per copy. I'm like, I can do that cheaper at my house. So I've been printing these all day long. Tomorrow we're going to go hand them out at the hotels. I was going to put one on every car at the Mac, but it's my wife, she's over there. She says it's pouring rain. They'll all just, melt on the windshields. But that was my goal. I thought there's a collection of probably some cool people that live on Maui that are environmentalists. I was going to put this on every car, but it's raining. So I thought, you know what, I'll do what I can do, right? In life, you do what you can do. And so I'm doing what I can do. What can you do? I don't know. Pray and ask God, what can you do? But we need to get the word out about this meeting tomorrow. And then they're going to do another emergency Maui Council meeting. Thankfully, they pushed this off to a non-scheduled meeting, which still does not have the link on their website yet. So hopefully they will open it up to the public. Hopefully we will be able to attend that meeting and people will be able to testify. But my goodness, will everyone just be too busy, like with Christmas and the holidays and going shopping? It just kind of reminds me, like everybody that's at the Jack Johnson concert right now, it's like the Titanic, right? When everybody was just singing and dancing, the thing's going down, right? But everyone's just like, woo, just drinking, having a good time, the band's playing. Is anyone paying attention? That's what I want to know. Does anyone care? Does anyone Google and do? Okay. I know you guys care. You know I care. Together we can make a difference. I'm going to try to stay positive, but I'm just telling you it's a discouraging path to go down. And I'm sure you've all been there, some of you people that have been activists in the past. Granted, I've never really been a true activist, and everyone else is just not activated, right? And you're activated and everyone else is just like, looking around. But this is not a time, I'm telling you, man, we are engaged in a battle right now. And if you don't believe it, believe that the government, the EPA, the Army Corps of Engineers, the state, and the Maui County are all pushing to bury 400,000 cubic yards of toxic ash, right, which contains arsenic, that's the number one ingredient, and then asbestos, dioxins, all kinds of cancer-causing agents. They are trying, and they're not even trying, they're doing it. They're already prepping the site. And they're going to move it twice. They're going to put it once in a temporary holding facility above, and then they're going to move it again. I did the math, okay? It will be 4,000 trips with a semi-truckload. So that's 8,000 times they're going to go back and forth from Lahaina to Olowalu, 8,000 truckloads. And then they're going to put 8,000 truckloads in one location, and then they're going to move 8,000 truckloads to another location right next door. And it's going to be in Pele's womb, which I couldn't imagine being more offensive if you're a Hawaiian. So we're the Hawaiians. I don't know. Are they okay? Right? Tamara, Paulton, are you okay? I'd love you to answer this question. I would love for council members to take to their social media. I checked her Facebook page. Nothing's on Tamara Paulton's Facebook page. Not a mention. Take to your social media. Take to your Instagram, your Facebook, your TikTok, your YouTube, and start messaging. How do you feel about this? Start messaging like, here's an important meeting, guys. Everyone come together. I don't know what's going on, man. I'm tripping out. But the government, state, county, local, federal, FEMA, Army Corps of Engineers are all getting ready to place 400,000 cubic yards of all that destructive ash from the 1800s until today at the 2,000 feet from the mother coral head of Maui, uphill, so it goes downhill, 3 streams, subterranean or above, leading to the ocean, 2,000 feet, with very windy conditions. Olowalu is one of the windiest places. If you've ever been to the transfer station at Olowalu and you dumped your trash, you know you sometimes throw your trash up and all of it goes blowing. It's very, very windy. So every time someone drives on Honopilani Highway to visit West Maui, they're going to be downwind of 400,000 yards of ash in a liner that they're trying to say lasts 100 years. But if you do your research, it's actually not even past 27 years. And if that's assuming that there's no tears, that's assuming that it's installed perfectly under perfect weather conditions, not considering the intense heat, the tropics, the wind, and the dryness, and also the, quite frankly, lack of skilled labor in Hawaii. I'm not saying the thing is going to be installed correctly, but are we going to chance the future of our reefs, of our ocean, of our groundwater, of our air, of our soil? When the EPA originally said that they were going to, this is what I thought, that like, of course, they're going to ship it to a facility designed to handle this off the Hawaiian island chain. But they don't want to pay for it. But they can send money to foreign countries. The fact that we're not protesting this on every street corner is shocking to me. These are your taxpayer dollars, right? They're my taxpayer dollars. If they can't pony up for Maui, for U.S. soil, sorry, it's what it is. Something that's weird about Tamara. At the beginning of her meetings, Tamara Paulton, she reads the fact that she does not recognize the sovereignty or the fact that she's in the United States. It's like, but you're representing the U.S. government when you're in county government. How can you start your meetings by saying that you don't recognize that Hawaii is in the United States, but you work for the U.S. government if you're in the county government, right? I don't know, man. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on here. I just don't understand what's going on. But I'm going to do my part. I'm going to communicate to the best of my God-given ability through my video editing, through my YouTube channel, through my words that I use, through printing out little handbills on my little printer there. And I'm going to try to get the word out. And I'm asking you guys to help me get the word out, because if we don't, who will? Apparently nobody is. But tomorrow at 5:30, and I'm going to wrap this thing up, tomorrow at 5:30, I've got a QR code here. This is savewestmaui.org. Tomorrow at 5:30 at the Lahaina Civic Center, they're going to have a meeting. Are they going to allow public testimony? I don't know. Are they going to stream it on their Facebook? I don't know. When they did the same meeting in Olowalu, but they only invited people from Olowalu, they did not stream it on their Facebook. I just put that out on a video a couple of days ago. So please go to all the most recent videos that I posted on my channel. Please watch them. I've spent untold hours editing them. So you get the easy part. You just get to watch. I can't hardly move my neck because I'm so sore from staring at a screen in Adobe Premiere Pro. But I'm concerned about this, man, at like the highest level. Like I cannot do anything else. Like I missed like a real estate appointment today because I'm supposed to be showing a house, but I was so insanely obsessed with trying to get the word out about this because I think to myself, this is the future of everybody's Maui. This is the future of this whole community. And it's like nobody knows what's going on. This debris is bad news and it doesn't belong here. It just doesn't. And there should be 1 million people lining up that care, like Jack Johnson playing right now. He's an environmentalist. I checked his website. He has 2 environmentalist programs, environmentalist education, environmentalist. So if I was Jack Johnson on the microphone tonight, I'd be like, hey guys, tomorrow we're all going to be over at Lahaina Civic Center. We're going to protest against dumping all this toxic ash on Maui. See, one guy with a microphone and his amazing talent. I mean, I'm a Jack Johnson huge fan, man. Banana Pancakes has been playing in my kitchen in the morning for a long time. I wish I was at that concert, but I'm like, the only reason I would go was to hand out these flyers. This is not a time to go party and you know, it's just not. There's stuff going on, and they're going to sweep this under the rug. They're going to pass it, and what's going to happen, I don't know. But I can tell you one thing. They are moving forward. They have already, look at Eddie's videos. He has flown his drone over that site. They have already started constructing the dump site, the temporary and the permanent site at Olowalu. So they're not waiting for permission. They're doing it. They're moving forward. It's also going to cost the county taxpayers $64 million. I thought this was like a national catastrophe and a wildfire, and there's all this funding coming in from FEMA and the federal government. Why are the county taxpayers having to pay $64 million for this? Why is FEMA and the EPA and the Army Corps of Engineers not shipping this off to the mainland? It's just insane. So anyway, guys, that's what I have to share. One last little plug here for Stephanie Perucci and Shelby Hosanna, Burn Back Better. If you haven't picked up a copy yet, I'll put a link in the description, burnbackbetter.net. I created a fast link so you can get to this book. This tells the tale of what's happened here on Maui. And this is what I'm talking about right now is phase 2. This is phase 1, right? They burned it. Now they're going to environmentally destroy it. So that book is being written right now. Hopefully, this chapter, you'll be in it, and you'll help say, hey, I made a difference so that they don't get away with it. But if anyone hasn't read this book yet, it's a critical, important read, so you get caught up in what's going on here. And if you could please share this video, subscribe to the channel. I am getting almost 500,000 views a day right now. That's 500,000. That's no joke. 500,000 views. And my subscribers are telling me they're getting unsubscribed, which is crazy, right? This channel should be blowing up, and it's not. So I don't even know. All I do know is this: if you go out of your way to copy and paste the link, and you put it on your Facebook, you put it on your Twitter, you put it on your X, you put it on your IG, your FB, your TikTok, your text, your emails, they can't censor that, right? They can't censor that link, but they can mess up the algorithm. They can unsubscribe people. They cannot notify them of my videos. But once you've seen this, you have the ability to copy and paste the link and to share it. You can do that. They can't stop that. That's why I'm always encouraging that activity. It's that word of mouth. If my son Ryan hadn't seen the video on Instagram from Eddie, right? If he hadn't seen that and shared it with me, my son, man, they're blowing up my phone. Just so many messages coming in, I'm trying to swipe them. If my son had not shared that Instagram video with me, I would not have known, literally. So because Eddie took the time out of his life to fly the drone, make the video, put it on his Instagram, because my son Ryan took the time to think, oh man, this is important, my dad should know about it, copy and pasted it to me and sent it to me. That's why you're hearing about this right now. It's called word of mouth. And in this day and age, with this technology that we have available to us, there is no excuse for people not knowing what's going on. There's just no excuse. There is literally no excuse. We are the most connected society in the history of mankind. So how can one little goofy, dumb Maui County that doesn't even have like hardly any followers on any, I looked at Tamara Paulton's Facebook or even her YouTube, it's just nothing. I had more followers in 2001 than she has right now. So we have the power to share this communication. The only reason it wouldn't be getting out there is because you guys aren't taking the baton and passing it on. I hate to say that. It's just like when I do a video to raise money for a family and I say, hey, if everyone gave them $5 and then later on they have 100,000 views, they should have $500,000 if everyone gave $5. But guess what? I go back and I ask them, so how much money did you get? Like $800, $1,000. You think I'm kidding? I'm not. I'm not kidding you. The lack of, what's the word? I don't even know what the word is. There's just a word for it. It's like in New York City. Someone's getting murdered in the street and they're crying for help and everyone's just in their apartment like, ooh, close the window. It's that, people just don't care, man. I'm sorry. That's just my opinion. And I know some of you do, and I appreciate the fact that you do, and I'm not trying to guilt you, but I'm just telling you the truth. The truth is, the people that I put on this channel that say, hey, here's their GoFundMe, here's their Venmo, it's not as much as you would think. It's not, $100,000. It's $3 or $4 or $5, maybe $1,000. And the same thing would go for trying to spread the message about this. How many people will actually take the time to share this message and do it? Because that's what I'm counting on. That's what we need. And I'm so thankful, Ryan, for you sharing that message from Eddie next door, because that's how I knew about this. I'm so thankful for people like Shelby for writing this book, Burn Back Better. I'm so thankful for Michelle over on the Big Island, Inner Blossom Wellness. So thankful for Tracy Irwin with Brush Junkie. So thankful for the Community Investigation Group. There's just a small little just few people that are doing what they can. But guess what? Everybody can do it. Everybody. You can make a YouTube video tomorrow. It's why it's called YouTube, right? It's about you. You can have a channel and you can post videos. It's amazing and it works. There's nothing special about me. There's nothing. Trust me, there's nothing special. You can have a YouTube channel. You can post like crazy on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. You. And the more people start to see the message, the more they'll start to pay attention. Everybody is empowered. Guess what? If you haven't seen it, I just posted it a few days ago, like 10 or 12 state attorney generals got together and they're trying to pass legislation through the Supreme Court giving states the right to regulate social media. That's right. The state now wants the right to censor this video I'm making right now. It's true. If you don't believe it, go find it because it happened and I just posted it a few days ago on my community tab. So they're trying to get rid of this power. So imagine right now it is an honor and a privilege, I guess. I thought it was a right, the Constitution. But right now, you have that honor and that privilege until they yank that right away from you to go make a video tonight on your YouTube, to go post something on your Facebook or your Instagram. They're probably going to censor it, but at least you can do it. At least it's not the state censoring it. I mean, they probably are, but now they want to officially censor it. So take advantage of your rights that you have while you have them. Utilize them to help Maui, bring awareness. Buy the book, Burn Back Better. Go to SaveWestMaui.org. There's a video that's going to play when you go there, which is a summary of what's going on. And then tomorrow, Monday, December 18th at 5:30 p.m. at the Lahaina Civic Center, they're going to put it on their Facebook. So I want you guys to melt. I want you to destroy the Facebook live stream that they have. It'll be at full capacity because the world is going to show up caring about this environmental disaster that they're trying to get away with. Constituents, right? People that voted in these people have to be accountable, right? The people that voted in these West Maui council members, they have to be accountable. They have to show up at these meetings. They have to answer to their constituents. If you watch these videos, I put their phone number and their emails on the slide so that you on the screen so you can reach out and call them and say, "Hey, what's up? What are you doing? Are you serious?" Hold them accountable for their decisions. And then remember that in the next election. Seriously. Because there's not even a word for it. It is so bad. It is so inconceivable. It is such an affront to the Hawaiian people to think that they would put this in Pele's embryos and that they would move forward with the construction of these two sites without proper permission, without proper vetting with the community. It is an affront to humanity, to the environment. It is unfathomable. That's why you just can't believe it. And then you see it and you go, "It's actually happening." And that's when you got to get activated. You have to start doing something. You have to do something. I'm just one guy with an iPhone. That's it. And on that note, I really appreciate all you guys reaching out to me. I really do. But honestly, if I don't get back to you, it's only because it's an overwhelming amount of people that are reaching out to me. I want you, instead of reaching out to me, right, I'm handing you the baton to reach out to them. Who's them? I don't know, someone that you know on Maui that doesn't have this information. Reaching out to the people in the government, reaching out to your congressman. Reach out to them. Don't reach out to me, right? I love you guys, but I'm just one guy and there's so many hours in the day and I have a job. I got to go make money. I have a mortgage. That's just the way it is. And real estate has definitely slowed down a notch, It has. Ask any realtor on this island. It's not what it was before. But we need everyone to come back to Maui. We need people to reinvest in Maui. We need people to come here on vacation. We need people to care and watch and share and be present and be active because the reason you're watching this is the algorithm has figured out that you're someone that cares about Maui. That means you've been here on vacation, you came here, you got on an anniversary, maybe you made a baby here, maybe this is where you're going to vacation or you're going to retire. There's a connection that you have to this place. That's why you're on this video. The algorithm finds people, right? That's the beauty of YouTube. That's why I love YouTube. It finds people. And you've been found, right? The algorithm found you. You're here for a reason. And so now you got to do your part, right? Whatever your part is, we're just going to find out what it is right now. Ready? In Jesus' name, Lord, I thank you. Every person watching this video right now, whether it's live or recorded, you will speak into their heart and mind. You will tell them exactly what they need to do to help Maui, to help the community, to help Maui, Hawaii, their country, the world. You will give them directions on what to do. We thank you, Lord, that these horrible people that are incompetent, they don't care, and they've got the worst vibe and they're rude, will stop doing this stuff, especially trying to dump 400,000 tons, no, excuse me, it's not tons, it's yards, on sacred Hawaiian ground in Pele's womb, 2,000 feet from the ocean, contaminating the groundwater, the soil, and the ocean potentially for generations to come, causing carcinogen, cancer, that they will not do that. That the government agencies that are supposed to do what they're supposed to do will do it. FEMA, Corps of Engineers, EPA, county, state, federal government, and they will stop sending money to places that don't, well, maybe they deserve it, but the people of Maui, the people of the United States deserve that money first. The people of Lahaina and the cleanup recovery efforts, it will be fully funded. And whatever it takes, Lord, you will move that mountain, literally. You will move it and cast it into the sea. So I speak to that mountain, Lord, and I thank you for moving it in Jesus' name, and you'll do the work. All you need is the participants to pray and speak your will, and Lord, just like you created with your words, we can make this happen by faith, by speaking our faith. And in Jesus' name I declare it. And if everyone agrees with that, I'd love an amen in the comment section. Sorry, camera got a little too close. And I believe it's done. It's done and it's done. Now everybody has to do their part. So whatever God tells you to do, do it. And in Jesus' name, I truly believe that we will see success in this arena. And that's one of the reasons we need watchdogs here. We need sheepdogs to come watch, to come keep an eye on what's going on here. We need sheepdogs. We need people to keep an eye, to fight. We need you. Don't back up. Okay, I know it's 4 months over and it never even made the news to start with. But if you're somebody that has a skill, if you're someone that's skilled in these things that we need help with, right? Environmental, attorneys, auditors. We got one auditor over here one time, James O'Keefe. Thank you, man. Mike Yoder. Awesome. But let's go. Okay, celebrities, right? Sharon Stone, I know you live here. Willie Nelson. Who else we got? Oprah. In the comments, list all the famous people that live here in Hawaii. Jack Johnson, right? Mark Zuckerberg, whatever. He ain't gonna help. Oh wait, we got some billionaires too, right? We got the Amazon guy, whoever he is. We got the guy over at Ellison, right? Doesn't he own Lanai? How many billionaires do we have that call Hawaii home or second home? How many? How many? A lot, right? And a lot of famous people with big, giant-ass platforms. So if you know them, if you know how to reach out to them, if you know a platform that they're on, it is time, people. It is time. It is time. It is time. The time has come. No more messing around, because the game is getting serious, more serious every single time. And we need those people to weigh in now. So within, I'd say 24 to 48 hours, every person that cares about this environment needs to make a social post, whether it's their Facebook, their YouTube, their Joe Rogan, you UFC guys. I watched you last night, man. Oh, it was awesome. You UFC guys, you're fighters, right? You know how to take a hit, you know how to submit, you know how to fight, you're warriors. Well, join the real battle called reality and start speaking out, okay? A cage, whatever, it's cool. I love it. But there's a real battle happening right now in this country. Donald J. Trump, step up. Say something about Maui. Say something. Say something. Yeah, it's just sad, man. It's freaking sad. If this ain't keeping you up at night, and if this ain't making you work hard all day long, like you've never worked in your life, then you don't care. Because if you can't see the enemy is knocking on the door, the wolf is at the door again. If you can't see that, then you ain't paying attention. Read the book, Burn Back Better. Watch the video I have at savewestmaui.org and share this video and any other video that you feel is important. And if you know anybody on West Maui, tell them to go to the Lahaina Civic Center tomorrow at 5:30 and attend on Facebook Live. Let's melt the internet tomorrow. And if you know of anybody that has got any kind of influence or pull, and that means you guys making videos too, don't get me wrong. Hey, trust me, YouTube will blow up the first video you make sometimes because they're just like, oh man, we want this person. That was good. That was good. First video I ever made, 1 million views. First video I ever made, almost 1 million views. Top 10 things nobody will tell you about living in Hawaii. So that first video sometimes just blasts. Seriously, the algorithm, that's what it's doing. It's trying to recruit you into YouTube. So make that first video. But if you know somebody that's got influence, if you know or you know how to get a hold of them, you know how to share a link, you know Joe Rogan, you know these people that have got these big podcasts, these big YouTube channels. The time is now. I'm just telling you. And a lot of them come to Maui. It's funny. It's funny. Later on you hear about like, oh wow, they were here. Huh. Aren't they saying anything? It's just, come on, man. Let's go. Like they say in the UFC all the time, right? Let's go. Let's go. Thank you. Much aloha. Let's go.